Finally, I do also want to ask you about FEBIVEN. We had the strong video there about how you guys kind of have a similar path. You respect each other a lot as colleagues, but today it was all on the line. Is there anything you want to say to him? Because this must be tough. Like, H2K couldn't really do anything today.
I think he was the best mid in this split. Like, he played the most consistent out of everyone and always played really, really good. And today he played really good too. Besides the last game, he misplayed a bit, but it's also a really annoying matchup to play. I think overall he's been the best player on H2K, and yeah, he's just really solid. And I wish him more luck in the gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlet, we'll talk about that in a minute because H2K will still have a big chance there. I do want to take a look at the playoff bracket, and in the end it is all filled out because you guys will be going up against Misfits in the final, which is not particularly what that many people had expected the playoffs to go. So Mithy, what do you find of Misfits as your next opponent standing in the way of yet another championship?
Honestly, I thought Fnatic was 2 times better than Misfits, at least. And I was definitely proven wrong in the semifinals, so I don't know what to expect from Misfits, honestly. It seems like they're a very good team. They 3-0, 3-1, so we have actually had a harder time than them in this like whole run. So yeah, we will see how it goes.
Really good.
They are really
good. Yeah.
ZVEN, is it more tricky now to prepare because you guys maybe hadn't counted on the fact that Misfits would all of a sudden make such a good run in the playoffs?
I mean, I don't think Misfits is a team that plays very like G stuff outside that one Ringa game. I don't think they play anything that's like too special from anyone else, and I don't think their players are like much better than anyone else in like Splice or H2K teams. So I think it's gonna be another good best of 5. But they're obviously better than everyone else in these playoffs other than us. So it'll be an interesting series for sure. But I'm not afraid of them like necessarily. So.
How much is your mind already in Worlds, Mithy?
Discount G2. Just wanted to let it be there for Misfits to think about that for the finals. And for Worlds, yeah, we are definitely going to boot camp and try our best this time. We have been together for 1 year and a bit longer than that, so I think this Worlds is going to be a lot different than last one. I think our MSI performance showed that we are able to adapt given the right time. What concerns me the most for Worlds is how we are going to adapt to the patch before we see other people play, because we are really good at learning the meta when we see others play and when we experience ourselves some things, but when we are cold and we don't go on stage and we just practice what we do in scrims, we usually tend to not have a good grasp of the meta, so that's what I think we will have to work on the most.
Yeah, how do you kind of avoid that? Because you can only scrim, you can't play more games on stage, you know? Is there any mechanic that you guys have to get in your own head and make sure that you're ahead of the curve before you take to the stage, PERKZ?
Well, the thing that you have to do is that you have to select the champions that you're going to practice and be sure, even though maybe they're not 100% meta, you have to be really sure that you can perform on them, and if you win scrims with them, then you can win on stage too. So you should just stick to the draft that you have played and prepared for Worlds, and then after group stages, usually the meta shapes up and the other teams, like every team starts playing around the same, everyone like adapts, but in the first group stage, it's like there's a lot of like random champions and stuff going on, so it's gonna be hard for sure getting out of groups, but I'm confident in myself and my team this year to perform and make it out.
Yeah, best of ones are of course always very difficult. I have to ask, is anyone standing in your way of that trophy next Sunday? Well, Misfits is in the way, but are they going to beat you? Probably not.
I wouldn't say so. At least personally, I'm sure I will give. I have been trying really hard. My personal goal is to make it to Challenger before I play the finals, and then I will just carry alone. I'm sure of it.
You've been quite, you know,
cocky?
Banterish in this, I was going to say banterish in this interview, but it's nice. I feel like you found your groove again and you're just happy to go on stage and play your best.
I think I'm just having fun playing on stage. I'm having fun being a professional player and like just having the opportunity to play against all these other guys who are also very good at what they do. So I'm just trying to enjoy myself and like treat everything as a one-time experience. And yeah, I'm just trying to make it as fun as possible for me and hopefully as fun as possible for Misfits too. If we can get some grudges going on, I think the finals will be even more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Maxor probably has a couple of things to say about that matchup.
Sure.
I think Twitter...
I'm sure Maxor has something to say, but I might to say to him. So.
Okay, well, I think Twitter will be on fire between now and then. One thing I do want to take a look at is the gauntlet and how the matches will play out, because that is entirely locked in. The third place match can change nothing about that. H2K and Splice will be our very first match. The winner goes up against the Unicorns of Love, and the winner goes up against Fnatic for that spot at Worlds. And when I took a look at this, I said the same thing as you, PERKZ. That is
honestly,
a stacked
this is really this is like the most stacked gauntlets. Yeah, like it's gonna be. I can't even like see who's gonna win this stuff, because I think anyone can take it. Honestly,
yeah.
Besides Unicorns,
I wouldn't bet money on anything there.
Nothing.
I would definitely not even try.
Well,
this is too hard to judge who's going to win.
Oh, it's super difficult, but maybe we can think of, ZVEN, you played H2K today, you played Splice, of course, last week. Do you think that first match, who will be able to win there? Who do you think will be able to rebound well enough to make it in that first match?
Well, I think Unicorns low-key sucks because they got 3-0 by Misfits like really fast. I think H2K and Splice both have to play 2 best-of-5s before they play against Fnatic. So given that Unicorns are not so good right now and that the other team has to play 2 best-of-5s, I think Fnatic will win the final of the gauntlet.
All right.
Might not be a stomp or anything, but I think they'll win that gauntlet.
Hey, you guys are not very clear what ZVEN thinks that Fnatic has it.
I disagree. I think H2K or Splice will take the gauntlet. I think the winner of the first match will destroy Unicorns, and then they will take over Fnatic and defeat them too.
2 best-of-5s can like make you a different team.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's so hard to.
Yeah. Who would you think is the best third representative from Europe?
The winner of the gauntlet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are in a great mood.
I think, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Unicorns can pick it up. They have to have 2 weeks of scrims, I guess. So I don't know. Fnatic is, now that they changed their style, I would like for them to go to Worlds, but I would also like for Splice and H2K to go. I think if Unicorns change a little bit and become more consistent in what they do, then maybe they can be a wildcard at Worlds too. So I think every team has a good chance.
All right. If anything, we'll have to see how they can all pick it back up, the teams that got knocked out. You guys, we will see in the finals next week, Sunday in Paris versus Misfits. We'll see H2K versus Fnatic in the third place match. And that will do it here from our studio in Berlin. We get a week to call off, and then we'll see you all back in Paris for hopefully an amazing third place match and an amazing final. See you then.